Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft video. In today's video we're going to be completing the exterior of my mega base and starting on some of the interior aspects of it. To get started, I'm actually going to clear up this whole mess of shulker boxes, and then I'm going to go over to the back side, or kind of through here, and do this tower because I really just want to get this tower done, get the whole exterior done, so that it looks like a complete build. But first things first, I'm going to get rid of these shulker boxes because there's way too many and it's becoming a problem. So I'm just going to clean this up really quick. Now the courtyard's all cleaned up and I don't have shulker boxes laying everywhere. I moved all the ones that I have left into here. I'm pretty sure I condensed it down by about like a quarter, so this is just a quarter of what was out there. A ton of shulker boxes went back to my other base and they were just all empty. So now I just have all the building blocks here. And then I have just extra blocks that I might need for scaffolding or for like the floor. I actually do have to patch a hole really quick over here. I'm gonna do that before I forget. Where is it? Here it is. Creeper blew up, you know how it goes. And the last one over here is fireworks. So now I'm gonna get started on this tower, and I'll show you guys once I have a little bit of progress. I'm not gonna lie, going into this tower, I didn't have much of a plan, but I think that this is actually looking pretty cool. So this is kind of gonna be the plan. I'm just gonna scale this at least one more time, and it's just spikes going into more spikes with a whole bunch of prismarine and basalt because that's the main blocks that I have left, and I think this is looking awesome. I just have to finish this backside here, then I can keep going up another level, and so I'm just gonna keep working on that. The main part of the tower is now done, and it is looking awesome. I'll show you it from a little bit farther away so you can get a better perspective. But this is what it looks like. I don't think I'm going to make any more changes to the main tower, but I'm working on the roof right now. It's going to be a lot like the main roof where it goes up by 2 each time, but this is going to make it a lot taller, and it should just make it stand out a lot more compared to the other build. I'm assuming that I'm going to have to do some sort of texturing on it like I did on the main roof with these bricks. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do for that yet, but right now I'm completely out of prismarine, at least prismarine bricks, so I'm going to just AFK at my guardian farm for a little bit so that I can get a whole bunch more prismarine and continue the tower. Now the rest of the tower is done, and this is what it looks like from the top. Here's just the peak of it. I added some texturing with the polished basalt here, and then I also added some sea lanterns to give it some light and also just add a little bit more texture. And then I'll give you a more full-on view of the tower from the side over here. Here's what it looks like. I think it looks super cool, and I think it really just rounds out the rest of this build. One more angle just to give you a full like frontal of the base. It looks super cool from over here, and I'm really happy how the whole exterior of the base turns out. The next logical step would be to start working on the interior here, making a floor and stuff, but I don't really want to do that right now. So instead, I think I'm going to fill one of these towers with a giant pumpkin and melon farm. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work in the towers yet, but I really just want to fill one of these towers with a giant pumpkin and melon farm. Oh my gosh, Endermen have ravaged this thing. But I think that a pumpkin and melon farm could be a good addition to this base. And somebody actually had commented to fill the pillars with farms, which I thought was a great idea, so I'm going to do that now. And I'll show you guys progress once I've made some on this farm. I don't even know what kind of farm I'm going to make. I have a general pumpkin and melon farm that I always go to, but I think I might look up some different ideas just to see if there's better ones that will fit in this kind of tower build. I got a little sidetracked and I decided that I needed to clear out my iron farm, and I did that. And I don't know if you guys remember, but this is what the storage for the iron farm looks like. It's not small by any means. So I had all this. I didn't empty out the bone meal because there wasn't that much. It just doesn't produce that much bone meal. But it did produce a lot of iron. And not all of these are full of iron, just these ones are full of iron. And one of these in here is mostly full of iron. This one is mostly full of iron. It's missing 2 stacks or something. But yeah, this thing produces a ton of iron, and it's been way too long since I collected it. So I just did that, and I got, whatever, 10 plus almost another full one. So basically 11 full shulker boxes of iron. So now, back to the farms. I've made one of the 6 modules I plan on making, and this is the basic design. I can't remember who actually designed this. I've been making them for years on different worlds and things. I actually have a couple already on this world at my old base, but I really want to just make this a big farm with 6 different sections of it. So this one is a pumpkin one, and then I'm going to go melon, and then pumpkin, and then melon, and then pumpkin, and then melon, which should be 6. But basically how this works is each one of these pushes, or each one of these will grow a pumpkin or melon, and that pumpkin or melon will make the stem change, which creates an update on the observer. And on top of each of the observers, there's redstone, which powers the pistons around it to break that pumpkin or melon. And then it will come down here into this minecart track, because there will be a hopper minecart on here picking up all the items, which will come over here. This thing right here is going to stop the minecart and dispense all of the items into this hopper, and this hopper is going to be in a hopper chain that goes all the way up to the top farm and then goes down below to a shulker box filler, which I am going to implement for this farm because I'm expecting it to produce a lot of different pumpkins and melons. I'm not exactly sure how many it's going to produce, but I think it will definitely need that shulker box loader, and I just want to implement shulker box loaders into all the farms on my base at some point. It's just like I want to start implementing them now so that in future farms I don't have to implement them later. With that being said, I'm going to finish the 5 other farms. All 6 modules are done. I have 3 pumpkin and 3 melons alternating all the way up, and now the last step is to attach these hoppers into different lines that go all the way to the bottom and go into shulker box loaders. So I'm gonna continue with that, and then once the entire farm is done, I'll show you how it works. Now the farm is completely done, and this is basically how it works. I already explained this part of the farm, which is basically just, it produces pumpkins and melons. That's the basic part of it. Then I have this huge line of chests and hoppers, and I alternated chests and hoppers every other block because it's cheaper, and because it's better for the server. More hoppers means more lag, and hoppers are one of the laggiest things in the game, and I really don't want my server to lag, because this is actually a multiplayer server, and I just don't want to mess it up with a whole bunch of hoppers. So that brings the pumpkins or melons all the way down to here into this shulker box loader. The shulker box loader works by filling the shulker box right here with whatever item I'm trying to put into it, and once it is full, this observer will put out a signal strength of 15, which deactivates this block, turning this redstone off up here for about half a second, and that redstone change actually causes this observer to switch, which causes this hopper to change stage, which causes this observer to switch, or to blink once, making this piston push forward and retract, breaking the shulker box, dropping it into this hopper, which goes into the chest, and then bringing it back, which causes a new one to be dispensed as this observer comes back. This chest here is just all the extra shulker boxes that are going to be filled up. So I've stocked both of these completely full. This one has less because it's the pumpkin side and it's going to fill up less. This one is already filling up like crazy. I think it's probably already half full. We can check actually by just breaking it. And yeah, it's way over half full. So this one's already almost produced a whole shulker box of melons, which is really awesome because that means the farm's working. But that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.